Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Julie Nelson. Tonight, nearly 1,000 pounds of meth is off the streets, and so are the two suspected dealers St. Paul police officers just arrested.
Federal agents kicked down doors in Minneapolis and found exactly what they expected. Drugs, cash, weapons, falsified documents. A standard bust by every measure. But here is the catch. The man at the center of this operation had a direct family connection to a sitting United States Congresswoman, Ilhan Omar. And what investigators uncovered behind those doors was not just a crime scene. It was a system carefully designed to survive everything thrown at it, operating quietly in the shadow of American neighborhoods for nearly a year before anyone noticed.
The largest drug bust in Minnesota history, with almost 1,000 pounds of meth taken off the streets.
This is the story of how federal agents exposed a trafficking network that stretched across state lines, moved millions through untraceable channels, and embedded itself so deeply into ordinary life that it took 11 months of surveillance just to understand its shape. The raids happened just after 6 in the morning near the University of Minnesota. The Marcy Holmes neighborhood, home to thousands of students, young professionals, and families who had no idea what was operating in the apartments beside them. Federal vehicles rolled in from multiple directions, sealing stairwells and blocking exits before anyone inside could react.
Minneapolis police say you can expect to see an increased police presence here in Dinkytown all weekend long, made up of city police, U of M police, as well as state troopers, many of them working overtime.
Within minutes, agents recovered packaged heroin and fentanyl, stacks of cash spread across multiple rooms, firearms positioned for quick access, and falsified identification documents bearing different names and photographs. Every item stored with intent. Every detail pointing toward organization rather than accident. But the drugs were not the story. The story was what this network represented and who it was connected to. As evidence was cataloged, one name surfaced above the rest: Ahmed Hassanur. Intelligence already gathered aligned perfectly with what was found on site. He became the central figure. And when investigators ran his background, they discovered a distant family connection to Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. In that moment, everything changed. What had been a criminal investigation crossed into national territory. The evidence would no longer be judged solely on criminal grounds. It would be examined through a political lens shaped by public trust, institutional scrutiny, and a media cycle hungry for exactly this kind of collision.
Think of that Ilhan Omar. She lives in Somalia. They don't have a government, they don't have a military, they don't have police, they don't have anything. All they have is murder and robbing ships, bringing in ships, pirates.
The question was no longer what had been seized. It was what this investigation would expose about systems that had been operating invisibly, just blocks from where American families slept. What they found inside hallways inside the apartment complex were unsettlingly normal. Fluorescent lights humming overhead. Doors closed tight. The kind of silence that feels routine until you understand what is happening beneath it. Federal agents moved floor by floor with controlled precision. No shouting, no chaos. Short commands and coordinated movement. Doors opened under authority. Occupants separated and secured without resistance. The building was neutralized before most residents understood what was happening. Then the desk searches revealed the truth. Inside a bedroom closet, investigators found narcotics pressed and colored to resemble prescription pills, stacked neatly in labeled containers, not hidden in panic, stored like in